Oh. Let's go see Mom. I got the wet tub. Look at who's
Now she's the last time to graduate.
She had to get up this morning. Her mama made her get up at 6 this morning. How are you? Good to see you. How are you?
So apparently there's no way that adds 5 minutes shower after.
You know, now we know
Can't afford that.
yeah, that's all.
There's a lot of things to do. Rock wall when you go.
Where is it? She's still out in the
Oh, were you?
Yeah. Well, good. She's following. Oh, I do. We walked into one Did you walk Well, I think she was here last night. That's what happened. 20 minutes before graduation, it started raining, everybody had to move. And then they called me and was like, can you come to the sun? Started training and everything.
Talking with the friends.
No, we didn't have a car. So they were like, they were like 6 more cars.
Yeah, because yesterday she's supposed to have to work Thursday.
That's like, I have a new car.
But they couldn't. They're into that. And everybody else. I went to
Dry erase marker. We're so sorry. That's where that's sitting. You said a minute. I don't know. She didn't. I don't
Thank you. Hey, G, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
When did you see the seats?
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't.
Take a new Facebook picture for me. What's that?
My phone's back there.
No. Doing my job.
Did you get the next trip too? Weston come. Okay, guys.
All right, troops. Hey.
Okay.
Is this going to be? Are you taping the whole thing?
Yeah.
Are you? Is this going to be available because people can buy? On CD?
It'll be on. Yeah.
But they can purchase a CD with it? Maybe some places.
I'll have it. I'll have the recorded version, so I guess you can just reach out to me and I can give it to you someday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Justin's grandmother.
Okay. Yeah. My name's Mike Burris.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll tell
Burris.
Jenny.
Yeah, he'll tell Justin. He'll know.
Okay.
Okay. Reach out to me. I'll give it to you someday.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Sidar, watch your step, bud.
It is a glorious day in the kingdom. Let us take a moment to give thanks to God for this day before we begin. Gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for holding off the weather, for these handsome gentlemen about to receive their diplomas, for Blue Ridge School, for all the gifts that we all receive by being part of this community. We give you thanks today. Let us celebrate. Let us be inspired. Let us believe. Amen.
Please feel comfortable taking a seat. Good morning. My name is Kevin Miller. I'm the Associate Head for Academics, and I'll try not to boom into the mic again like that. So I've got my honor and privilege to welcome you all to Blue Ridge School's commencement for the class of 2017. A few business announcements first. Directly behind you in the New York Auxiliary Student Center, you will find restrooms. Go through the doors downstairs, left and right. Behind you in the chairs, if you haven't had enough water in the past 4 days, we do have water and blue coolers around there. It does get a little hot. And over this way to my right and your left, we have our tent with our Angels of Mercy, our nursing staff and trainer, Miss Priscilla Morris, Miss Stacy Oliver, Miss Stacy Ryder, and an extra little angel in Jaden Frazier. Okay, one more public safety announcement. At the very end of our proceedings, the seniors will process out through this aisle. They will then perform an exceptionally quick change. Avert your eyes. And then they will run, in a nod to our 3 graduates from Spain, down this aisle, through into the dock and off the dock, in a manner that makes Pamplona look like a tea party. So we do ask that you keep this aisle clear. Please come watch them. A great venue is right along the rail there, and it's a great sight to see, but please keep the aisle clear because they will be stampeding. Okay. Members of the class of 2017, this is the last time you have to listen to me, so I'm going to make the most of it. All right, I would like you all please to stand up, members of the class of 2017. Let's give them a hand. Whether it's been 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year, the journey has been long and at times arduous, and yet you're here. And we're proud of you. But I'd like you to take a minute, and I'd like you to do this. I'd like you to make a pointing finger like this. Number of championships we've got, you guys are pretty good at that. Let's get that number 1 finger out like this. Now, I want you to point, look in the audience, point at somebody, point at the people that made it financially possible for you to do this. Point at them, look for them and point at them. Good. Excellent. All right. Now keep that finger pointed. I want you next to point at somebody who traveled a long way. Dozens, hundreds, thousands of miles just to be here for you today. Point at those people. Excellent. All right. 2 more. Now I want you to point at somebody that was there for you, helped you through a tough time sometime in the past 4 years. Somebody that was there, somebody you could lean on. Might be a peer, might be a teacher, might be a family member. Find that person and give them a point at them. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, now we're all sentimental. Listen. All right. And last, please point at somebody who in the past 4 years you might have wronged a little bit. You might have had a misunderstanding with, and it was their forgiveness, their understanding of you, that helped you get through. Your mothers are over there and there. Point to that person right now. Good. I like that. Okay. Now, if you notice, when you point a finger, 3 fingers point back at you. We said yesterday, you guys are a class with many gifts, and we don't want to ever forget that. And I was treated to another gift last night at about 2 in the morning when I heard John Stubbs play Pirates of the Caribbean on the chapel organ. Something he's apparently done before. So we'll work that work crew out later on. But it really was, actually, it was a very cool way to end your time here, to be sitting in the back pew and listening to one of our guys play that organ and play it well, and he didn't break it, I promise. So with those 3 fingers, what I'd like you to think about in these next 5 to 10 years, preferably the next 5 years, think about that support. Think about how they traveled for you. Think about how they understood and forgave you. Pay that back to somebody in the next 5 years and make this world the better place, and I know you can make it. Good luck. Come back to see us, but not too soon.
Good morning. My name is Tony Brown, Dean of Students, and I will start off awards by announcing student council members who have served the school. 3 of the 4 students who represented the student body are 4-year boys. Each have their own unique personalities, and each are of high character, which is the most important trait of a Blue Ridge School graduate. I wish them all the success in the world, and I hope that you will call on your Blue Ridge family if anything comes up that we could help you with in the future. So come on up as I call your name. Senior Class Representative Jared Chuai. Senior Class Representative Brian Walker. Senior Class Vice President Josh Toston. And the Senior Class and Student Body President Albert Che. I am followed by Matt Bennett.
Good morning. My name is Matt Bennett. I teach European history here. I'm the soccer coach, and I'm also the chairman of the Faculty Student Disciplinary Committee. The students on this committee are elected by their peers, and I will say that their peers chose wisely this year. This committee meets, we don't like meeting, but this committee meets whenever someone's done something that has gone above and beyond the normal disciplinary things. A couple of guys know what I'm talking about. We meet and recommend a punishment to the headmaster, and it's not an easy job. I do my job and get to go home at night and sleep in my own bed, and these guys make a tough decision and have to go sleep in the dorms with their peers, and they do it with a lot of class and dignity, and I've really appreciated their hard work. If they would come up and receive some recognition, that would be great. Jared Brown. Albert Che. Spencer Cook. Josh Toston.
I am a substitute for this, the presentation of this award. My longtime friend, was it 45 years now? Has sustained a bit of an injury, and it makes it a little difficult for him to move about. And so he's asked me to present this award. What I'm reading is what he wrote. Will the members of the Honor Council please stand up? Aaron Aldridge, Elliot Appleman, Justin Armwood, Matthew Chan, Dennis Dye, Joseph Kim, and Brian Walker. They have served as the students on the Honor Council. We wish to thank you and commend you for your service in matters of the Honor Code this year. You were good role models. You're led by word and by example. Your recommendations invariably were fair, balanced, and showed maturity of judgment. Only you know how difficult it sometimes could be to make the right recommendation. Please come forward as I call your name to receive your medal. Elliot Appleman. Aaron Aldridge.
Good morning. I'm Vinton Bruton. I'm the Assistant Headmaster for Co-Curricular Programs, and I'm going to take a moment to honor the prefects. Prefects are elected by a combined vote of student and faculty. They are responsible for making sure the dorms run well, that they're safe, and a place that guys can feel at home, and that our policies are being carried out there. It's a tough job. They work closely in partnership with our hall parents and with the junior proctors, and in that role, they're really our most visible leaders on a daily basis. So we're going to honor those guys now. I'm going to read off all your names and then just come forward and get your award. So our prefects this year were Albert Che. Come on up. Jared Chowai. Spencer Cook. Dennis Dye. Oscar Palin. Jaleel Puryear. Robert Reimer, Josh Toston, Brian Walker, and Harry Wong.
Good morning. My name is Brian Puckett, and I'm the athletic director here at Blue Ridge School. Each year at graduation, we present 5 different athletic awards to seniors in honor of their hard work and dedication to the athletic program throughout their time here at Blue Ridge School. The recipients of these awards are nominated and voted on by the head coaches of our 10 interscholastic varsity athletic teams. So now, without further ado, we'll present the awards for this year. First, we have the Billy Pace Award. The Billy Pace Award goes to the senior who has shown a great deal of enthusiasm for the sports in which he has played. This year's Billy Pace Award winner is Hunley Hacker. Next, we have the Frank Pendleton Award. The Frank Pendleton Award goes to the senior who has excelled because of hard work. This year's Frank Pendleton Award goes to Amir Sims. Next, we have the Eddie Collier Sportsmanship Award. The Eddie Collier Sportsmanship Award goes to the senior, or in this case, seniors who have exhibited outstanding sportsmanship in all the sports in which they participated. This year, we had 2 very deserving candidates, and so the coaches voted to give out 2 sportsmanship awards. So this year, the awards go to Marcus Valeris and Pablo Ledo. Next, we have the Stimp Hawkins Award. The Stimp Hawkins Award goes to the senior who has contributed the most to the athletic program. And this year, the award goes to Josh Cologne. And then finally, we have the Athletic Directors Award. The Athletic Directors Award goes to the senior who has contributed the most to a program over 4 years. This year, the Athletic Directors Award goes to Julio Perrier.
Okay, I'm back up here for academic awards, starting with those seniors who earned Headmaster's list for the spring trimester. If we all recall what senior year was like for us many years ago, and how relaxed we got after college, after we got our college acceptances, you'll know that it takes a special kind of attention to keep yourself focused and still earn Headmaster's list, an average of 90 or above, carrying a full load of classes in that spring trimester. And I'm glad to say that we have 7 winners of this award. I'm going to call your name and give you your last and final Headmaster's list pin to stick on that lapel. Matthew Chan. Albert Che. Connor Coleman. Dennis Dye. Miguel De Sergio. Adrian Jansen. Hughes Perlman. Now the art award.
Morning, everybody. My name is Dave Welty. I am the Supreme Chancellor and Dictator for Life of the Visual Arts Department. And it is my honor to give out the Art Award. A memory sticks in my mind about Joseph Kim. Joe's getting it, spoiler alert. But a memory sticks out in my mind about Joe. At one point, I think it was in his 10th grade or 11th grade year, I can't really remember when, I've been teaching him since he was a fetus, but I called him weird. I called him a weird kid, and he got a little upset. It's because it confused me, because I don't really take that as an insult. And that's probably because you folks don't know me. That might not make a lot of sense, but maybe I'll provide a little context. To be Mario, gotta go to coin. So, was that weird? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it was. So you can see how it confused me when Joe got upset. That I see it as a value rather than some ostracizing detriment to your character that you are weird. I think all artists should be weird. Normal and mundane things are the enemy of anything artistic and creative. I can hire a photocopier to make things the same way that they've been done 1,000 times before. But artists are drivers of the new and followers of weird ideas and passion that breathe life into our otherwise monotonous world. Joe is certainly one of those guys, and I love him for it. Usually I have to paint palm trees and stuff like that. But this year I got to make him a painting that I really got to let my freak flag fly. And his mom's gonna hate it, but I think Joe's gonna like it a lot because it's super creepy and weird. But Joe's exceptional for so many ways. He's also one of the most hardworking students I've ever had. Usually I have to push guys at the end of the year, but not Joe. He just kept on working and produced tons of professional quality work. Beautiful, creative, intuitive, and original. He was one of the first students with Albert, who's also an exceptional artist in his own right, that I got to take to do live figure drawing down in town. And that's like drawing naked people, which I usually don't get to do with guys. And look at the rest of the class. I mean, they're thinking about it right now. Stumped. But those guys were mature, and Joe produced drawings that were better than mine and could stand up to many of the professional artists that were working there in the studio. He got selected out of hundreds to be on the calendar for next year's STA. He got Best in Show at multiple things. And he's also the first kid to get into the Rhode Island School of Design, easily the most prestigious art school in the nation. So when you go there, Joe, when you go to RISD, I hope you embrace your weirdness, because there's going to be some tough competition there. All right, Joe, come on up here, buddy.
Yeah, Joe!
A
So my name is Will McGreal. I'm the Performing Arts Director, and this is my first year here, so our production of Damn Yankees was our first production together as a team. And I easily recall watching students that on stage that first week, we hadn't even cast yet, observing how each student handled himself. Does he have confidence? Does he have experience? That je ne sais quoi you need for theater. We needed somebody who could hit it out of the ballpark, if you can borrow from Damn Yankees. And there he was. It was obvious we had on stage someone who could lead an ensemble to a glorious end, and because it's theater, let me set the scene for you. So Pearson White. Pearson White is hunched over a piece of plywood. He's got a caulking gun in his hands, and he's doing the best to beat a trail of glue along the edge of the board. And he might have been new to all this, maybe, I'm not sure. But it all went well because standing over Pearson is someone who I learned to trust at each critical moment in production. And this student with natural talent, you can't teach this, with the right inflection, the perfect character motivation. He says, "You're doing great, Pearson. Let's be a little more generous with that glue, right? There you go, way to go." And he gently pats him on the back, encouraging him. And then he moves over to find Bryce and Caleb working on some other task, and he gives the right amount of instruction to get the right results. I mean, this is what we were looking for on stage. You see, this guy became the head of construction crew in our theater production. It's a role he was born to play. He said to me, "Yeah, Mr. McGreal, I worked summers with my dad at construction." And you could tell he did. He knew his way around. And with the mentorship from Ed Blaine, they were able to bring a really good crew to production and accomplish everything we needed done. He was favored to say this all the time to me. "Hey, we've got this. We've got this. Yeah, we've got this." That was our motto. We've got this. One time, the curtain was about to go up on the second show, and we were missing one of the stage crews, and I came back, and I wasn't nervous because I know they've got this. But then I found out we were missing a guy. And he goes, "We've got this. We've got this." And sure enough, they reassembled, they changed their task, and it was great. When students would come in, because in theater, we're kind of like the Statue of Liberty of give me all the people that are not in the other sports, and we were taking in more and more people, and they would say, "Hey, I'd like to be in construction." And I would say, "Well, you're gonna have to talk to the chief of construction over there." And I'd point to the student. It was a great amount of relief and admiration I had in that. Like, I don't have to deal with this. He'll take care of it. And he would. He would come to me and say, "I'm thinking about that guy. I think I'm gonna bring him into the construction crew." And it's like, it's your baby. Anyway, I knew that one of the most important developments in my role as producer of theater at Blue Ridge School, particularly since it was standing on the shoulders of a lot of great years of production, was that I wanted to create a real sense of ownership in every aspect of production. This has to be their production. And thanks to this year's recipient of this award, that objective was a success. This student has set the bar high, exactly where it needs to be for productions long after he has graduated. With tremendous gratitude and appreciation, this year's Angelus Drama Award goes to Huntley Hacker.
Today it is my great pleasure to present the English Award to a member of the senior class who has distinguished himself in the study of American literature. This year's recipient not only handled the reading of such American authors as Melville, Hawthorne, and Faulkner with a depth of understanding and insight that has allowed him to remain at the top of the honors section academically. But he has also maintained a straight A average throughout the year. I have come to count on him to arrive in class well informed about the work of literature assigned because he's read it carefully and thoughtfully. And this has allowed him to grasp the larger themes and implications. It is a great pleasure. It has been a great pleasure to have him in my class. I am pleased to present the English Award to Hughes Prelude.
morning. My name is Marcia Kozlowski, and I'm the chair of the Foreign Language Department. The Andrew Proctor Award has been named after Blue Ridge student, he was my student, who had a great love and respect for languages and diverse cultures. He attended Blue Ridge School, and while here, he immersed himself into his new life, becoming a sound member of our community. He studied French and Spanish. In addition, after graduation, he spent a year at Kenyan and as an intern in an Egyptian home and taught English to children. Andrew was taken from us too early in life, but the legacy that he left, instilled in the Blue Ridge community, largely to our students, will never be forgotten. So the Andrew Proctor Award goes to a student who excelled in every aspect of the learning process. He was my Portuguese student, and we had great laughs. We had discussions. We discovered so many similarities in our culture, and we shared our stories. He's a wonderful young man, and I'm proud to give him this award. Josh Golan. But I have another award, and this award is for a student who studied Portuguese for 1 year. And because of his dedication and effort, he was very successful. And his dedication and positive attitude served as a role model to the other students. And this student is Miguel de Sergio. Miguel, I call him Miguelito.
I'm Andrea DeLuca, and I teach Spanish here, and I'm going to give this Spanish award. I've had the privilege of teaching this student for the past 2 years in Spanish 3 and 4. He's exceptionally bright, and he's never afraid to ask questions, like hundreds of questions during one test. Not only is he a wonderful student, but more importantly, he's also a kind and good person, and I'd like to give this award to Jared Chua.
I'm Hai Ruoyi. I'm the Chinese teacher in school. It is such a pleasure for me to give this award to a senior who just finished his first year of Chinese, but with consistent dedication, enthusiasm, and perseverance. All his achievements stem from his tenacious effort that he has shown from the beginning to the end of the year. He never moves on without clarifying if he has any doubts. Not only he takes every single opportunity to achieve his own potential, he's a great team player, and he constantly helps. And I know all his classmates who remained would miss him. So this award goes to Adrian Jensen.
Again, I'm filling in for Jim Niederberger. The History Award is presented to the senior whose ability and great work ethic enabled him to earn the highest average in the senior class. And that is no easy task. For excellence in the study of American history, Mr. Niederberger is proud to present this award to George Hughes Griller.
Good morning. I'm Jerry Jared. I'm the chair of the math department. Imagine just for a moment that you come to Blue Ridge as a freshman. You take a math placement test and you start out in pre-calculus and you end up having the same teacher for 3 years. That's an unusual amount of torture, I would say. But as a reward, at the end of that, you have 16 semester hours of college credit and a college transcript that shows that. We had 2 guys that did that, Clarence Hahn and Albert Shea, and it will be the last time we'll torture a student in that way because Mr. Graber's going to teach advanced calculus from now on. So I'm really happy that I can award this to a guy whose homework was done every single day. It looked like a work of art. He showed his work, and he had that unusual ability to learn math with his eyes closed. So we will give the Senior Math Award to Albert Shea.
Good morning, y'all. My name's Mike Vincent, and I am fortunate enough to be the director of instrumental music here at the school and also the golf coach. I get paid to do what I love. It's just absolutely an awesome thing. I'm going to present both the Instrumental Music Award to a senior and the DeAngelis Music Award to one of our seniors. The Instrumentalist Award is going out to probably the most reluctant recipient of one of these awards we maybe have ever had. Jared Brown came in 3 years ago, became a founding member of the jazz band that we began here, and Jared was kind of called in after one player left. I can't learn this, I can't do this, can't learn it, it's too hard, can't do it. Guess what, he did it. And has done it very, very well. And this has kind of continued through our next couple of years, up to this year too, where I gave him a couple of solos to play. And couldn't do it, nope, can't do it, this is too hard. And if you guys heard the band, you heard the wonderful solo he played on Ain't No Sunshine, with some great technique things, including Dick Dale tremolo, and an absolutely wonderful, wonderful solo in Fever, taking in some West Montgomery licks that I showed him. So I'm very proud to give this award to Mr. Jared Brown. In the past, the DeAngelis Award has traditionally gone to a member of the baritones, to a vocalist. But our music program has rapidly expanded over the last couple of years to not only include vocalists, but instrumentalists as well. In the years to come, this could go to a composer, this could go to a pianist, this could go to a clarinetist, this could go to a percussionist, which is going to go right now. Cam Blackwell was a founding member of our jazz band, his first year here when he came in. Cam has been blessed with a large, huge musical gift. He's one of those guys you call a natural. He does it, and he does it very, 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 very well. Cam, I need you to take that gift and work with it. And remember the positive influence that music has had over the years. You and I have talked about a lot of different things. And I think with those drums, and your knowledge and your composition abilities, that you can use that ability to help bring about some change. I know you want to do that. I'm very proud to give this award to Mr. Cameron Blackwell.
Good morning. I am Tony Brown, Director of Outdoor Programs and responsible for this beautiful weather because I had a talk with Mother Nature earlier. This year's recipient of the Outdoor Award goes to a 4-year boy. This student has taken a variety of outdoor classes and participated in most all outdoor program offerings, including 8 seasons on the mountain bike team. He's traveled the rivers of the Northeast by kayak. He's backpacked the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, and he has cycled across entire states. He has an adventurous soul and a huge heart. Spencer Cook could come up, please.
Hello, my name is Paul Fellner. I teach biology. Teachers often ask questions in class just to stimulate discussion or maybe to direct attention towards a particular subject. But sometimes we're just looking for the right answer. And for those questions, we have our go-to guy. He's a student in the class who we count on to have completed his assignments. He's paid attention, he's participated in class, he's familiar with the subject, and he's ready to offer perceptive and insightful comments. I'm happy to present the award for excellence in science to the student I depended on, my go-to guy, Hughes Perlman.
I'm going to be giving out the scholarship award, and this goes to the senior who has the highest grade point average for his senior year. I love giving this award. It comes with a cash bonus, cash prize. The student I gave it to last year was nice. He actually owed me money, so I was able to hold on to that until they paid me back. This student's a special guy. He's an amazing student, and although we've got a lot of talented students here, I think this one is more amazing than the rest. And in fact, he might be the most amazing student that has ever graduated from Blue Ridge School, because he's a young guy who listens to what you say somehow, and he absorbs it, and he understands it, and he does all of this while he's absolutely sound asleep. Everyone's looking at him. We know who we're talking about. I thought it was me, but all of his teachers know this is every class. I mean, I've taught him in Western Civ. I could literally bring a Spartan and an Athenian into my classroom to fight to the death right there in room 211, and this guy would be back there nodding off. These are talents. It's just a quick cat nap, so it's usually right back with you. But these are talents that are going to be really well used next year at the University of Michigan, and the winner of this award is Albert Che.
Hello, my name is Sam Fosdick. I'm the director of the Alumni Association here at Blue Ridge. As a history buff, I'm going to give you guys a little alumni history. In 1909, the University of Baylor invited alumni to return to their alma mater to renew former associations and friendships and catch the Baylor Bear spirit once again. Originally titled Goodwill Week, the event was scheduled for Thanksgiving week and included a program of class reunions, speeches, concerts, as well as a formal dance and parade, as well as a football game. The football game was attended by 5,000 alumni and fans in attendance at the Carroll Field. Seniors dressed in their caps and gowns and with the majority of the field awash in green and gold. Baylor won their first homecoming game against TCU due to the mainly overwhelming alumni support, thus becoming one of the first homecoming weekends. Later today, you might be sitting in your car or drying yourself off after jumping in the lake, and it will hit you that you're a Blue Ridge School alumnus. The next thought in your head might be, yeah, right, Mr. Fosdick, why would I ever come back here? But I can promise you that in a week or so, you will miss the friendships you have made here. You will miss Dr. Miller's icy stare, and you will miss all the support you receive from the great faculty and staff here. As an alumnus of the school, you'll be welcomed at Alumni Weekend in October, at the Alumni Lacrosse Game in May, and at all of our regional events throughout the spring. And also, we will welcome back on campus. Finally, this award goes to 2 seniors that I believe possess the leadership capabilities to bring you all back on campus when called. And you all will do great things, and these guys will do great things for Blue Ridge. Congratulations to Albert Che and Marcus Solaris.
I don't usually get up this often. At this point, we enter that part of the program where the school's most distinguished awards are to be presented. The recipients of the following awards were determined by a vote of the faculty. And by that vote, we intend to show both our very special respect for and appreciation of the several young men who will be called forth to receive the remaining awards listed on your program. We will begin with the school's Citizenship Awards. And as you can see from your program, there's several distinct categories of Citizenship Awards. The faculty would first like to recognize the following members of the senior class for their outstanding roles as citizens of this community. If you'll come up here, gentlemen. Jared Brown. Matthew Chan. Jared Chow. Connor Coleman. Dennis Dye. Miguel DeSerdio. AJ Jensen. Pablo Lado Diaz Aguero. Owen Multiganda. Hughes Perlman. Harrison Strickler. And Josh Toston. Let me take this opportunity call the next presenters up to the stage. They represent the sons of the American Revolution and the daughters of the American Revolution.
Esteemed administrators, faculty, parents, and students, it's a great pleasure for me to be here today to present the Sons of the American Revolution Good Citizenship Award. I was last here 12 years ago, I believe, and haven't had the opportunity to actually make the presentation on behalf of our local Thomas Jefferson chapter. For the last 11 years, I've been working with Terry Benchoff, as though we've known each other. We actually met face to face today. So it's a really great honor and a great pleasure for me to be here to present this award. My name is Phil Williams. I'm a past state president of the Sons of the American Revolution. You might ask who we are, what it is. We are people who can trace their lineage back to those who served in the American Revolution. We are an organization in the state of Virginia of 2,000 people. Worldwide, about 33,000 people. And you sort of may ask, why worldwide? Well, we have societies in Mexico, Spain, France, Holland, counterintuitively England, and the southern part of Germany. So those of you who are American history majors, if not the rest of you, should all be able to put that together, because the American Revolution fought here in North America was actually a war that was fought globally, and we had many allies who came to our aid, to the aid of the rebels. France, most notably, and Spain. Holland eventually declared war against the British, and we got a little bit of luck here in this situation here. Britain could not find a friend, and everybody seemed to be willing to sign up to help support the American Revolution. We also have, you might not realize this, but we also have African American members. We certainly had African Americans who served on the American rebel side during the American Revolution. So it is a great honor for me to be here to recognize one of the graduating class here who apparently has exemplified many qualities. I think I know who he is now. I've seen him come up here a few times already, and exemplifying qualities of our founders. It's patriotism, loyalty, dependability, courage. So this is a terrific honor for the Sons of the American Revolution Thomas Jefferson chapter to recognize Marcus Valeris.
Good morning. It is my distinct pleasure to present the Albemarle Chapter Daughters of the American Revolution DAR Good Citizens Award. My name's Linda Davies, and I'm a member of the chapter. We've had a relationship here with Blue Ridge School for many, many years, and I recently just found some history on a donation that we gave to one of the dormitories with the expansion back in, I think probably, I'm not sure, maybe the 40s or 50s, maybe 60s. Anyway, I'm going to be delivering that to Terry so that she can add that to some history behind the relationship we have. DAR is a nonprofit, non-political service organization, and for more than a century, the members have dedicated themselves to historical preservation, promotion of education, and encouragement of patriotic endeavor. Membership is open to any woman 18 years or older who can prove lineal descent from a patriot of the American Revolution. The DAR Good Citizens Program is intended to encourage and reward the qualities of good citizenship. The Blue Ridge School faculty select one exceptional senior student each year to be honored who demonstrates to an outstanding degree the virtues of dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism. This year's recipient of the DAR Good Citizen Award is Justin Armwood. An excellent athlete and quarterback, he led the Blue Ridge School football team to a state championship. He's described by faculty as a very grounded, goal-oriented, and religious young man.
Good morning. I'm Cade Lemke. I'm the varsity basketball coach here. I teach in the math department. I'm the director of special programs. And as many know, I enjoy speaking in front of crowds and will speak for many minutes and hours if need be. But there's really only a couple things that can keep me from talking too loud, and that's when the people I'm talking about, mean a lot to me and mean a lot to my family. So you guys are fortunate that it won't be too long here today. I'm presenting the John L. Trimmer Citizenship Award today to the senior whose citizenship is exceptional and deserves recognition. I've known this young man and his family for 4 years. I've served as his advisor here at Blue Ridge School, his basketball coach. From the moment he stepped on campus, it was evident how much he wanted to be a part of this community. Really, and truly wanted to be here. His basketball achievements speak for themselves. 75-10 record over 3 years, 2 state championships, Central Virginia Player of the Year, Virginia State Player of the Year. He'll be attending Clemson University to play basketball in the ACC next year. But just as impressive is what he brought off the court. A member of the mountain biking team, which, yes, 6'8", 240 pounds on a mountain bike up in these. It was a sight to see. Member of the track and field team, part of the winter musical this past winter. He did countless readings in chapel. He even assisted Chaplain West to start dancing in chapel one day last year. Part of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes here on campus. Plenty of other things as well. And he did all these things because he wanted to do them, not because he had to, not because someone paid him money to, but he truly wanted to be a part of this community. He's a great example to others how your attitude and your approach not only makes you a great member of a community, but also makes it easy for others to follow your lead and build a sound community like we have here at Blue Ridge School. He has definitely left this community better than he found it, and we are better for having him here. The John L. Trimmer Citizenship Award goes to Amir Singh.
Thought I was through. This came as a bit of a surprise. It is my pleasure. This is award again that Mr. Niederberger would have presented because it goes to one of his advisees. This is the Edward M. McFarland Award. Ed McFarland was a well-respected and much-loved headmaster of this school during the 1990s. And this award goes to the senior who has quietly but steadily embraced the Blue Ridge School's offerings and program. And the recipient is, I'm glad to say, Joseph Kim.
Good morning. I'm Trip Darren, Headmaster, and it's my honor to present the Headmaster's Award to a senior for outstanding contributions to Blue Ridge School. This year's recipient is a guy I am particularly proud of. Sophomore year, he didn't see himself at all as a leader. As a proctor junior year, though, he tested out his own style of leading, kind of with a quiet strength. And it was a very impressive way to lead his peers. So it was no surprise to me later that year when he was named prefect, but I think for him, it kind of affirmed things, and I saw his confidence grow. He is a young man of high integrity, the kind of guy who, when he tells you he'll do something, or he tells you he'll be somewhere, he honors that commitment. He lives the code of the brother's keeper. An avid mountain biker, this young man watched a classmate who was a newcomer to the sport struggle with climbing the mountain. This young man took the time to encourage his classmate and worked with him daily to set new goals. And each time, this newcomer climbed a little bit higher. This year's recipient is also impressive in his public speaking, talking openly about how he faced the loss of his father. He delivered one of the most memorable chapel speeches I've ever seen. But perhaps he's best known for wearing flamboyant, colorful jackets to school, sometimes along with bright red or mint-colored pants, featuring a camo pattern occasionally. I'm sure today he's feeling out of place wearing that boring old navy blazer and khaki pants. I am proud to present the 2017 Headmaster's Award to Robert Reimer.
I'm Jamie Borland, and I teach things here. I'm here to give the Thomas H. Wilcox Award. Reading from the program to the prefect who has demonstrated outstanding leadership and service in the performance of his duties. This young man is stalwart, he is steadfast. If you need help, he gives it, and when he talks, people listen. The Thomas H. Wilcox Award this year goes to my advisee, Spencer Cook.
Good morning. The Roy Petty Award is presented to the senior who has distinguished himself by unselfish service to the Blue Ridge School. And as I look across at the sea of faces of seniors graduating today, I can easily count many of you who qualify for that award, which only makes it even more extraordinary to award it to this one person. From our first meeting, this young man exuded a natural sense of humility and character, and over the year, that first impression was confirmed through his constant regard for his fellow students, his class peers, underclassmen, and of course his teammates, the community, faculty. And while I am honored to have served as his advisor in my first year at Blue Ridge School, I mean, you don't know what kind of bonus that is. There's another member of the faculty for whom this relationship is incredibly vital and rich, and I would like to introduce Cade Lemke to offer his remarks in this regard. Cade.
From day one here at BRS, this young man has been selfless in his attitude and his demeanor here on campus. On the basketball court, for his first 2 years, he didn't even get to play the position that is his natural position because that was what was better for the team. Junior year, he was a proctor and was selfless with his example and duties there. This past spring, as a member of the varsity baseball team, he offered to give up his spot on the team so another member of our student community could play, because he knew how much that playing baseball meant to this young man. He was willing and went to the coach to offer that if that was possible. One of the biggest examples of his selflessness is what happened over the course of this year. His senior year, when you're a varsity athlete, when you're a future college athlete, and you don't know where you're going yet, you haven't been recruited and given that spot yet that you so obviously deserve. It could be a time where you want to become very selfish. You want to do whatever you need to do to get the recognition that you want. And what he was able to do by putting that aside and doing what was better for the team and worrying about the team first, and knowing that his time will come and his place will be found. That still is in process, which again just shows the selflessness that he goes through all these exercises here today, not knowing what the future has, but having a strong faith in God and knowing that the plan will present itself at the right time. He's just continues to display that selflessness that this award goes for.
And so it is with honor and pride that I am incredibly privileged to present this year's Roy Petty Award to Josh Kalon. It also comes with a cash award.
Hi, good morning. My name is Pete Bonds. I'm the head coach of Squire Basketball. I'm here to present the Clark Worthington Award today. The Clark Worthington Award goes to the senior who has had the most wholesome influence on the school community during his years as a student leader. This award goes to one of my advisees who's been a student at Blue Ridge for 4 years, and he has excelled in so many areas. He came here as a freshman from China, decided that he wanted to play varsity football. And I was very glad that didn't quite work out, so for the next 3 years he was on varsity cross country with me and Coach Jared. He's played lacrosse, he's played basketball, he has been an amazing artist, he's been an amazing student, as you heard from Mr. Bennett, and the winner of the Clark Worthington Award is Xiaoyu Albert Che.
Before I give this award, I'd just like to point out something most of you have already noticed, that when we walk up here, we look over to our left and we kind of go. And that's because Terry Benshoff coordinates all of our programs and does such an awesome job at it, and she always keeps us in line. She also is responsible for many of the patches, if not all of the patches you see on your son's blazers. and she also is just a source of pure, daily, never-ending love for all of our boys, and I'd like to recognize her. It's my privilege to give the St. George Award to the senior who has responded best to the Blue Ridge School philosophy and has demonstrated outstanding leadership. Every class that makes it this far because you have anchors. You have those people in your class to whom you go for support, to whom you go in times of trouble, to whom you go in times of celebration. And you also go to these people, and this person in particular, just because he's a great person to be around. You guys are lucky you had a couple of anchors. This anchor is a 4-year boy, a student leader, a great citizen, the most gentle, large person I know, except on the football field. He works tirelessly to help this community be a better place. He works on his academics, and if something does not go right the first time, he comes back again. He strives to reach every day, and he always remembers that he is a brother's keeper to all of us. He's going to go to Hampton University next year, and he's got this Hampton t-shirt, very tight, stretches across the chest, makes him look like Superman. He and I do the same workout every day. And to me and to many of us, he is a Superman. He is that mild-mannered superhero who always helps us set things right. It is a great honor to give the St. George Award to Jaleel Perrier.
Sorry. Before I speak, I would just like to say happy birthday to my best friend, Jaleel. Okay. During the creative process, about thinking of what to say during this speech, many people asked me, what was my theme going to be? To tell you the truth, I had no idea that this speech was even supposed to have a theme. I was just going to write and see what happened. However, as graduation day neared, and I was running out of time to procrastinate, the most accurate phrase popped into my head. My junior year was my last year of high school. However, before I explain what that means, let me take you all the way back to September 3rd, 2014. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was partly raining. My mom was already stressed from having missed several turns, and I was just anxious to get on campus to see what this whole boarding school thing was about. We arrived on campus, and we were immediately swarmed with gnats. I remember we were making our way to the business office, and all of a sudden, I see this grown man. He was about 5'10", with outlines of a full beard, sporting a pink polo and a mohawk. Mind you, I was a freshman with a staggering height of 5'3", with a hint of shadow above my lip. Little did I know, this guy was a freshman just like me, who would later become my best friend. That same day, I met my first roommate, and I also met my favorite roommate, 2 separate people. I would also go on to meet the friends I call my brothers today. And and probably the best advisor here. My freshman year was really much like a trial run. And man, I've got some stories to tell. We broke down doors, people set off fireworks outside of windows, people adopted wild dogs infested with ticks. Oh, and we can't forget the first degree burns. Sorry, Jaleel and Mr. Muncie. Besides those things, my freshman year was really all a blur.
I constantly skipped assembly. I broke my collarbone. If we're being completely honest, I had no idea what a GPA was or how much it mattered. However, one thing I can say is that I was never poorly dressed. I've been spiffy since I came out the womb. Thanks, Mom. Fast forward into my junior year, when pieces really began falling into place. I really began putting my heads in the books because I began realizing how important this college thing was. For some odd reason, I thought I had all this time ahead of me. Time to breathe and time to clear my head. I was wrong. Luckily, I was saved by Mr. Bruin's class. Year after year, I would hear about how hard humanities was. And when I was selected to take the class, I knew it was time to step up. I was determined to walk out of that class telling all the underclassmen how hard it was. And you know what I did? I walked out of that class telling all the underclassmen how easy it was. However, when the questions do arise, I somehow always forget to leave out all the nights I would stay up studying just to barely get an A on a test. I'm not lying when I tell you that Mr. Bruin's class is the reason why I have zero fear of taking on college. And I'm also not lying to you when I tell you that Mr. Bruin's class is the reason why my junior year of high school was my last year of high school. I took my senior year with a different approach. This year was more about maintaining my relationships and maintaining my grades. When I say grades, I mean that very loosely. As long as I didn't slip up too much, I was content with myself. This year, my goal was to primarily get into college and then form stronger bonds with the people around me, because I knew that after today, I might never have that chance again. One of the greatest things about Blue Ridge is that the community is so diverse that you can never not be entertained. To my favorite underclassmen, KT and Juan, to people as funny as Nas, Tyreek, John K, and Oscar, or the people who are as knowledgeable as Brian, Evan, Hughes, Spencer, and Roro, or the people with the best taste in music and TV shows, like my man Orn, or to the people who are extremely gifted, like Cam and Joseph, or to my teammates, like Pablo, Miguel, Huntley, and Elliot, or to the people whom I will never forget, like Josh, Aaron, Justin, Marcus, and Pearson. Last one, I promise. Or to whom the people who mean the most to me, like George, Amir, Jared, Albert, Matt, Jalil, and I can't forget my brother Harry. For those of you who don't know, Harry was my roommate for 3 years, and that man is truly my better half. I've honestly never met anyone as kind-hearted and free-spirited as my boy. He has kept me in check and will always have my back, and now the same. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to have you in my life. I remember the late nights we would talk about how we would react when this day would finally come. And now, it's here. It's screwed all the way up. And now, the day is finally here. I remember as a freshman, I would think about what I look like if I have a full beard, be 6 feet tall, and as you can obviously tell, I met none of those expectations. However, this day did come, and over the course of these 4 years, I took a lot of time for introspection. I spent the majority of my high school career trying to figure out who I truly was, and that would have not been possible without all of you. My middle school showed me the guidelines of how to be a man, but Blue Ridge allowed me this space to figure out which man I wanted to become. And that's something I will forever be grateful for. While these 4 years have not necessarily been hard, they have been extremely long. And I would not have made it if it wasn't for my mom. The sacrifices you made and all the tears you shed are not in vain. Everything I am is for you. Everything I work for is for you. This day is for you. And guess what, Mom? We made it.
Faculty, friends and family, seniors. Thanks a lot, Josh. This was going to be tough enough. You guys are looking sharp, I have to say. Clean up well. We don't have an award, unfortunately, for the first grade on graduation day ever. But Roro, you've outdone yourself this morning. Okay, here's the plan, fellas. I'm going to tell you a few important things that I think you should keep in mind for the rest of your lives. Clear up a bit of confusion. Throw in a little college advice. Wrap it up with a few lines of poetry. And then I have a gift for you. All that in less than 90 minutes. Before we get started, let me thank you again for the prestigious GOAT Award and the Faculty Award, and for the honor of being able to speak to you this morning. Gentlemen, there are two themes that have guided Blue Ridge over the course of the last 2 school years and will continue to guide us for the foreseeable future. One is poverty, and the other is sustainability. Sustainability is a somewhat ambiguous term that can mean different things to different people. After all, there are many things that need to be sustained. The Oxford Dictionary defines sustainability as the quality of not being harmful to the environment or depleting natural resources, and thereby supporting long-term ecological balance. Given that definition, concerns about sustainability are certainly worthwhile, but they are concerns limited to the wealthy industrial countries. The poor nations of the world simply cannot afford that luxury. So I wonder, what is the long-term advantage to being kind to the environment, conserving resources, and supporting ecological balance if there are still 1 billion people whose primary concerns are not about sustainability, but are basic concerns about food and shelter and who will care for my children if I die tomorrow? So when we're thinking in terms of sustainability, we should consider it as part of a bigger picture and envision a sustainable world. One that provides at least a respectable standard of living for all its human inhabitants. And that brings me to the second theme that has garnered our attention during the last 2 years, and that is poverty. It would not be hard to make the case that poverty is at the root of all evil. Poverty spawns terrorism, disease, crime, mass immigration, and refugee camps. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, poverty is the worst form of violence. You cannot achieve a sustainable world without alleviating abject poverty. So how does one work to achieve a sustainable world? It's easy to say what needs to be done, but it's another thing altogether to say how best to do it. Unfortunately, that's a discussion that could last the rest of the day. However, I can offer 2 suggestions. As a source of information, I referred to the Book of Joy. a book co-authored by Douglas Abrams about a meeting between two of the most well-respected men in the world, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. I had the opportunity to hear the Archbishop Tutu speak at an educational conference in South Africa. It was truly an awe-inspiring experience. In this book, it says that the greatest challenge facing humanity today is not building walls, but removing the barriers between who we see as us and who we see as others. Being able to tolerate differences. And I would add, removing barriers that also exist between men and the women who are often mistreated and abused. One of the greatest advantages you have had attending Blue Ridge School is living in this wonderfully diverse community as a brotherhood without barriers. The second suggestion is our responsibility as educators. The Dalai Lama, a devoutly religious man, says that it is clear that the only way to change the world is not through prayer, not through religion, but through teaching compassion. Because teaching is universal. And that the ultimate source of happiness comes from within us, not machine, not money, not power, not technology. Now let me digress for a moment to address a complaint that I've often heard from the seniors. And it is that since we do not allow you the freedoms here that you will enjoy next year, we're not adequately preparing you for college. Perhaps you're right. But I think the confusion lies in our choice of words. Perhaps we do not prepare you for college as much as we provide for you an opportunity to be prepared for college. So we structure your lives. We tell you when to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat. We require your attendance in class because one of the most important keys to your success next year will be establishing a routine. And you must have the discipline to follow that routine. And that routine must include, listen carefully, going to class every day, no matter how tired or hungry or hungover or how boring the class is. Because if you get away with skipping class once, then you could probably skip twice or 3 times, and then it all starts to fall apart. Next thing you know, you're selling your textbooks for beer money, like a friend of mine did at the University of Maryland. We also impose upon you an honor code and a code of conduct. We put you face to face with the poor and the homeless in West Virginia, in DC, and Haiti. We arranged for the lacrosse team to help children with special needs in Charlottesville. We ask you to volunteer to distribute food from our food pantry, as Felipe has done nearly every Saturday morning. Why do we do this? Because we are teaching you compassion. Now, we understand that it is unlikely that anyone will be requiring you to do any of these things next year. But it is our hope and our expectation that by having these experiences here, you have come to appreciate the value in them. The value in being trustworthy men of good character who have compassion for the less fortunate. The value of having a set of principles like our honor code to guide you through the tough decisions. The value in being men who have the discipline and the determination to budget their time and structure their lives to accomplish great things. Great things, like treating other people with kindness, being tolerant of differences, treating women with respect, and working hard to earn your college degree. If you believe in these values, then you have been prepared for college. Not only for college, but for life beyond college. And gentlemen, The world needs you. Because a world without tolerant, highly principled, compassionate, and disciplined men is not a sustainable world. So, fellas, if you remember nothing else about this presentation, remember these 4 words. First, compassion. Well done, Brian. Principles. Who's got a definition for principles? Yes, sir. Rules by which we determine what is right and what is wrong. Discipline. Who's got discipline? Harry. Self-control. And finally, tolerance. Who's got tolerance? The acceptance of differences. Now I need a phrase with words that begin with those 4 letters. C for compassion, P for principles, D for discipline, and T for tolerance. Who's got a sentence or a phrase for me? Pablo. Can Pablo drink tequila? That works. I think you guys can remember that. All right, let me close now with some poetry I heard in chapel the other day. There's only ourselves, half-wise, attracted to justice, trying to be good. Only ourselves and ideals that burn like fire in our hearts. What will open our eyes? What will soften our greed? What will give us passion for justice? Only the voice that lifts our spirits and makes us sing. Gentlemen, it is our hope that we have strengthened that voice in you. And now, my gift to you is a song. Fortunately for you, I'm not singing it. But I've asked my daughter Natalie to help me with this. Her education in voice and theater began right here on the D'Angelo stage about 25 years ago. And I think it's appropriate that we share this moment because you're leaving your home at Blue Ridge. And after 28 years, so are we.
Here now? Oh, great. Here we are. Okay. is talking. I hear with my ear and my eye. God within me is talking real low. And he says, don't cry, don't cry. And he says, don't cry, don't cry. The world is a faulty creation, but it works in its own little way. No room for much intervention, and I'd probably get in the way. Here in this garden where nobody knows, and here on the north side where nothing else grows. Oh, what a beautiful, oh, what a beautiful rose. God within me is laughing, here with my ear and my eye. God within me is laughing real low, and he says, don't cry, don't cry. And he says, don't cry, don't cry. The world is a place of confusion. Sometimes things get out of hand. I'm not into intrusion, too much in the matters of man. But see how it moves when the birds start to fly, and see how the sun puts that gleam in your eye. Oh, what a beautiful, oh, what a beautiful sky. God within me is singing. I hear with my ear and my eye. God within me is singing real low, and he says, don't cry, don't cry. And he says, don't cry, don't cry. The world is a work still in progress. Sometimes things get out of line. There's bigger things I could be doing, I guess. But right now I'm working on rhyme. Right now I'm working on rhyme. See how the whole world is covered in lace, and the green and the blue give it just enough grace. Oh, what a beautiful, oh, what a beautiful place.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mr. Fellner. Thank you, Natalie. Like Tessa and Jake, you all have way more power and relevance than you realize. Well, gentlemen, families and friends, now on to the reason that we have all gathered here today, the awarding of the diplomas to the class of 2017. I'd like to introduce the chairman of our Board of Trustees, Mr. William Mitch Rue, class of 1981. He will stand down here and be the guy who's lucky enough to hand you each your diploma. And don't forget that photo op up the center aisle, please. I ask, as I call out the student's name, that the advisor and the parents stand and hold their applause until after I announce the attending college. Xiao Yu Albert Che, President, from Shanghai, China, accompanied by Mr. Guo Wei Che and Mrs. Ying Shu. A four-year student will attend University of Michigan. Joshua Isaac Toston, Vice President, from Richmond, Virginia, accompanied by Ms. Victoria Harding. A four-year student will attend Guilford College. Brian Alexander Ludlow Walker, Representative, from Kingston, Jamaica. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Danville Walker, a three-year student will attend University of Tampa. Jared Jamal Shuai, Representative, from Charlottesville, Virginia. Accompanied by Ms. Kathleen Bradley and Mr. Gilo Shuai. A four-year student will attend Duquesne University. Aaron Lee Aldridge, from Stafford, Virginia. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Ken Aldridge. A two-year student will attend University of Mount Olive. Elliot Ricka Appleman, from Radnor, Pennsylvania. Accompanied by Mr. Kirk Appleman and Ms. Noelle Peter. A two-year student will attend Furman University. Justin Glenn Armwood, from Holly Springs, North Carolina. Accompanied by Ms. Jenny Rebecca Kreitcher and Mr. Glenn Davis Armwood. A two-year student will attend Wingate University. John Bryce Bongiovanni, from Jacksonville, Florida. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Ron and Kim Bongiovanni, a one-year student will attend Hampton-Sydney College. Jared Corey Brown, from Crozet, Virginia. Accompanied by Ms. Elizabeth Brown and Ms. Elaine Grabowski, a three-year student will attend Lewis and Clark College. John K. Patlin Brown, from Mountain, Pennsylvania. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. John and Veronica Brown, a one-year student will attend Robert Morris University. Douglas Ross Kahn, from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. David Kahn, a three-year student will attend Quinnipiac University. Ching Nam Matthew Chan, from Hong Kong, China. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Tak Wing and Sue Chan, a four-year student will attend Lawrence University. Connor Tazwell Coleman, from Kill Devil Hills, Outer Banks, North Carolina. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Coleman, a three-year student will attend Tuscaloosa College. Joshua Samuel Colon Navarro, from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Accompanied by Mr. Angel Augusto Rivera and Miss Suanette Navarro Rivera, a three-year student will attend College of Charleston. We think. Spencer James Cook, from Clarendon Hills, Illinois. Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. James Cook, a four-year student will attend University of Nebraska. Shikai Dennis Dai, from Wenzhou, China. Accompanied by Ms. Xiao Zhang and Ms. Chen Yi Huang. A four-year student will attend University of California, San Diego. Felipe de Marichalar y de Borbón, from Madrid, Spain. Accompanied by Her Majesty, the Queen Sofia of Spain, Her Royal Highness, La Infanta Doña Elena, and Don Jaime de Marichalar. A two-year student will attend College of International Studies. Miguel de Sergio, from Madrid, Spain, accompanied by Mr. Ricardo Deserdio and Mrs. Miriam Domecq. A 2-year student will attend IE University, Madrid. James Forbes from Barbersville, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Heath Forbes, a 2-year student will attend James Madison University. Tariq Dashad Goff from Scottsville, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Roderick Goff, a 1-year student will attend Lewisburg College. Norman Huntley Hacker from Lexington, Kentucky, accompanied by Mr. James Hacker Jr. and Mrs. Shelley Hacker, a 2-year student will attend Brevard College. Zhihao Clarence Han from Beijing, China, accompanied by Mr. Zhen Tao Han, a 4-year student will attend Rutgers University. Nazir Hobson from New York, New York, accompanied by Ms. Nicole Bond and Mr. Vance Hobson, a 2-year student will attend Lackawanna College. Grishuan Coco Huang from Jiangsu, China, accompanied by Ms. Yu Zhang, a 3-year student will attend Northeastern University. Adrian Johann Jansen Jr. from Lorton, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Adrian Jansen, a 1-year student will attend Old Dominion University. Hyunwee Joseph Kim from Busan, South Korea, accompanied by Mr. Tae Hyun Kim and Mr. Matthew Kim, a 4-year student will attend Rhode Island School of Design. Pablo Juan Jadot Diaz Ajero from Madrid, Spain, accompanied by Mr. Pablo Jadot and Ms. Abigail Diaz Ajero, a 3-year student will attend College of International Studies. Owen Ray Mutiganda from Pretoria, South Africa, accompanied by Ms. Aline Sylvie Pawele, a 3-year student, will attend La Roche College. Cameron Carl Norwood Blackwell from Baltimore, Maryland, accompanied by Ms. Carla Stokes Blackwell and Mr. Carl Norwood, a 3-year student, will attend Longwood University. Oscar Paling from Jackson Heights, New York, accompanied by Ms. Odanis Urenia and Mr. Franklin Paling, a 3-year student, will attend State University of New York College at Buffalo. Tene Pandy from Centerville, Virginia, accompanied by Ms. Anna Pandy, a 3-year student, will attend Hampton-Sydney College. Haoran Phil Peng from Chengdu, China, accompanied by Mr. Chang An Peng and Mrs. Li Hong. A 4-year student will attend University of Vermont.
Yeah!
George Hughes Prilliman from Norfolk, Virginia, accompanied by Dr. and Mrs. Pepper Prilliman. A 1-year student will attend University of Mississippi. Jaleel Elijah Puryear from Arlington, Virginia, accompanied by Ms. Janan Williams, Mr. Samuel Reed, and Mr. Jahan Puryear. A 4-year student will attend Hampton University. Nicholas Joseph Roscoe from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Roscoe. A 2-year student will attend LaSalle University. Forrest Braddock Rosen from St. Petersburg, Florida, accompanied by Mr. Arthur Rosen and Ms. Joanna Braddock. A 2-year student will attend Florida Atlantic University. Robert Ashley Reimer from De Leon Springs, Florida, accompanied by Ms. Sharon Reimer. A 3-year student will attend Eckerd College. Wenzhe James Shen from Shanghai, China, accompanied by Mr. Li Jun Shen and Mrs. Ying Liu. A 2-year student will attend Michigan State University. Amir Earl Sims from Palmyra, Virginia, accompanied by Ms. Letitia Jones. A 3-year student will attend Clemson University. Harrison B. Strickler from Richmond, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Al Strickler. A 2-year student will attend Randolph-Macon College. John Winter Stubbs from Richmond, Virginia, accompanied by Dr. Joan Winter, Dr. Grace Hadid, and Captain Philip Stubbs. A 4-year student will attend Old Dominion University. Marcus Louis Valeris from Miami, Florida, accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Louis Valeris. A 2-year student will attend Elon University. Evan Thomas Wade from Charlottesville, Virginia, accompanied by Mr. Mark Wade and Ms. Mary Ann Valente. A 3-year student will attend Piedmont, Virginia Community College. Hao Ming Harry Wang from Beijing, China, accompanied by Mr. Yun Wang and Mrs. Yin Chin. A 4-year student will attend University of Massachusetts, Boston. And finally, Pearson Christopher White from Fredericksburg, Virginia, accompanied by Ms. Elizabeth White and Mr. Chris White. A 2-year student will attend Ferrum College. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduated class of 2017.
Just a few reminders. The running of the race is soon going to happen. Gentlemen, you will recess this aisle. Don't go yet. Don't go yet, John. I know you're excited, John. And I'm going to ask all of you to be very careful. Stay out of the aisles. Let them do their thing. But before we part, I would like to offer a prayer and a blessing. This prayer was actually attributed to Sir Francis Drake, one of my favorites. Disturb us, Lord, when we are too well pleased with ourselves, when our dreams have come true because we have dreamed too little, when we arrived safely because we sailed too close to the shore. Disturb us, Lord, with the abundance of things we possess. We have lost our thirst for the waters of life. Having fallen in love with life,
we have ceased to dream of eternity. And in our efforts to build a new earth, we have allowed our vision of the new heaven to dim. Disturb us, Lord, to dare more boldly, to venture out wider seas, where storms will show your mastery. Where losing sight of land, we shall find the stars. We ask you to push back the horizons of our hopes and to push into the future in strength, courage, hope, and love. And the blessing of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be with these gentlemen and with all of us this day and the days to come. Amen.
University, graduated from there.
Wow, 好犀利啊！Congratulations 啊！使唔使攞個大獎落袋啊？Yeah, you have a container? Yeah. You want a big bag?
Hey, Nas, you want to take a